This blue dot's going on the air. Looks like he's going everywhere. With his pet Jenny and his blue dot family. Travis is his tech guy. Put that blue dot in the sky. On his first Naruto run. Looked like this blue dot was having fun. He is not a mouse. Moved from the shop to the house with Marsha and his clan. This blue dotty is the man. Travis is his tech guy. Put that blue dot in the sky. Looked like he was having fun. Looked like this blue dot is gonna run. He likes to say every day in his own special way. Are you shitting me? And he loves his blue dot family. We love John, he is the man. And we love this special clan. We are a blue dot family. And we like to
All right, baby. It is Thursday. Thank you, T.W. Travis, for the song. Challenger Network for the artwork, all that kind of good stuff. It is Thursday, baby. It's time for a Blue Dot family meeting. And Lordy heaven, we got shit to talk about. We do every day. Every day there's new stuff. It's a whole little shitstorm of embarrassment every day. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Florida Bond and Beetlebaum and coming on Periscope to watch. We appreciate it tremendously. We are still down on Facebook and on YouTube. YouTube's coming up pretty quick. We'll be doing that this coming Monday. We should be able to go back live on YouTube. And there's Tamara Harrington. How you doing? One of the Blue Dot sisters. That's one of the Blue Dot sisters. Anyway, we've got problems in our country, baby. We got problems, and the Republicans are not helping, baby. That little display yesterday that we saw when the Republicans, half of which were already members of the committee in the room that came out of the room so they could all make a big deal about walking back into the room, it was a disgusting display. We all wondered just how far the Republicans would go in their disgraceful behavior to protect a criminal in our house. We got a hint when Republicans stormed into a secure chamber to interrupt the testimony of the Deputy Director of Defense. The White House planned this stunt as a last-ditch effort to subvert its testimony, to put a dog and pony show, to grab the news away from the facts that come out. That implies our fearless leader is nothing but a gangster, a wise guy, trying to extort other sovereign countries to commit crimes for him. The facts are pointing to crimes committed by our Attorney General, our Secretary of State, and other cabinet members. We have a corrupt administration being supported by a disgraced party, and in the end, him and his cronies will pay the price for their treason. Unfortunately, we have not yet seen the desperation they will show us as evidence becomes so large and so undeniable that their only reaction would be to encourage our fellow citizens to do harm to others. The man in our house has hinted such behavior may need to be done to rescue him. Will the Republican lawmakers continue to defend him? Much worse, encourage the same? Our nation has been tested before. As Lincoln's words said, testing whether this nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We have endured, even when traitors to our nation rose from within our boundaries to take up arms against the Union. We endured. We endured because patriots, true patriots to the ideals we were founded on, rose up to defend it. If we are to survive, if our republic is supposed to hold, we must stand together, speak together, and demand that those who attempt to subvert our laws and our Constitution must be held accountable. It starts with your voice, with the determination that comes from our desire to form that more perfect union Lincoln spoke of. A nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all are created equal. I am proud of the people who stand with me, and I am proud that I stand with you. Okay, get that out of the way. Those are my words, baby. Those are my words. I posted them up on Facebook and on Liker. The sentiment that I want out there. How desperate will these Republicans get? And the fact of the matter is, it's getting real scary out there with this disease that has taken hold of the ultra right wing, and it's everywhere, baby. It's everywhere. It's Rob Drake. Rob Drake. He's a Major League Baseball umpire. He tweeted out, "I will buy an AR-15 because of if you impeach my president. This way, you will have another civil war. Hashtag MAGA 2020. This guy's a Major League Baseball umpire. Got his face plastered up there on the news. Right there, there's a red flag, baby. There's a red flag. That's a man who would take a weapon and go kill his fellow Americans. You damn right he will. Put a red flag on his ass. He's mentally ill. Fire his ass from the Major League. Is he calling balls or strike depending on if the guy's a Republican or a Democrat? He's a scumbag is what he is. He's another ill-informed American willing to throw himself on his sword for the most disgusting, most corrupt, most lying piece of crap that we have ever had in our house, ever, in the history of houses. There has never been a more disgusting person than that man. And yes, he will attempt to inspire others to take up arms, to come protect him, to save the democracy that he profanes, that only he can save, that only he can build a future. And I guarantee if you want to see what the future looks like, look to Germany in 1930s, baby. That's his world. The same tactics that Hitler used, this asshole's using. And guess who the brown shirts are? They're people like Rob Drake. Rob Drake, the Nazi. The one that would take up arms against his own fellow citizens for a lying, draft-dodging coward who has blood on his hands. So yeah, some of our fellow Americans are sick with the same disease that infests that man. He spreads it, baby. He's a contaminant. Anything he touches turns to shit and it gets the mold on it. And it creeps into people like this. You want to know why Beto said, get your AR, take your AR-15? Because this guy, that's the man. That's the face of a mass murderer right out there for all of us to see, baby. As we discuss gun laws all the time and they talk about red flags, how about it, baby? There's a big red flag right there. The man is threatening murder. That's what's dangerous about the Republican Party. Disgrace in itself. This is not their election that they're destroying. It's the fabric of our own country. It's everything this country was built on. I'm sitting here looking at a picture on the news there of Gatz out of Florida. The leader of the pack, the leader of the ignorant mob that is trying to convince the American people that the Republicans are being picked off. Kiss my ass. Guess what? They made the rules. In their zeal to impeach President Nixon, they made the rule that the minority party had no power to subpoena in committee. That's the Republican rule. That's the rule that Lindsey Graham voted for. And now they whine. They cry. It's not fair. It's not fair. We can't hide our crimes and our criminal if you don't allow us to jump up and down and lick his balls in public. Because that's what that was yesterday. Those Republicans walking in there was a clear act of the Republican Party getting on their knees and licking his balls. Because they don't have any. They're cowards, every one of them. It's disgusting to sit out there and watch Republican after Republican come out there and twist themselves in some kind of pretzel, spin something about the 2016 election, Hillary's emails. It's the server. It's not fair. How come the president doesn't get to cross-examine? Because he's not in the Senate yet, you idiots. Just how stupid do these congressmen think their constituents are? Are they that stupid that they would fall for your little dog and pony show? That's embarrassing to have parts of our country that would fall for such shit. But we have them. We have them in our Major League Baseball umpires. We have them in our police force. We have them in our military. We have them all over the place, baby. But we have more patriots than that. We have more true American patriots that will stand up and do their duty as police officers, as National Guard, as the military, and put down any kind of such uprising that people like Rob Drake dream about in their head. Ooh, I can't wait to shoot me some libtards. That's us, baby. Americans. Every one of us. A lot of us served this country, baby. Does that make a difference to them? No. I hope some of you got to see the picture. I don't know if Travis can pull it up, of Thomas Morgan's newest edition he sent me today. I posted it up. And there's a comical drawing of Donnie standing there, pissing on an American casket. That's his military strategy, baby. That's his plan. Piss on the troops, baby. I can make money in Turkey. We got to protect the oil fields. Saudi Arabia pays cash. The voices of crooks, criminals, mob bosses. Somebody who wants a little payoff, a little pilon for whatever. So do we have to worry about a civil war? I continually think not. I think when idiots like Rob Drake and his buddies get together and they come out and do what? Start shooting up the town they live in? Is that the plan? Kill the police officers first? Is that the plan, Rare Drake? Because if you do, you'll be mowed down like dogs, like the rats you are to your country. They're venom. But the lead rat, the big rat in our house, he feeds them that moldy cheese, that hate, that bigotry. He feeds them every day. But the Republican Party continues their little disgrace. And now Lindsey Graham has gone to the Senate floor to introduce a resolution condemning the impeachment probe. This is outrageous. And they keep pulling up that damn video of Lindsey Graham standing there talking about how when Clinton was in the office. They have to return honesty and integrity to the office of the president. What happened to that shit, Lindsey Graham? What happened to that shit? It rolled over so you could lick Donnie's ass? Really? You're willing to give up all that honor and integrity you spouted all your freaking life, you little worm? For this piece of scum? For this piece of scum that lies and has blood on his hand? That's who you're going to fall on your sword for, Lindsey? Gats? The rest of them? Anyway, it's Thursday, baby. It's Thursday. We're almost through with another week of this shit. And hey, by the way, how do you like this shirt? I like this shirt. Got it today from Tammy Ames. Her package finally came through. I can't see myself there. I don't know if they can see the whole picture.
Yeah, they can.
Can they?
Yeah.
Can you see what it says?
Yeah.
It says, that's Barack Obama, by the way. That's Barack Obama. And it says, basically, what I'm saying is, fuck Donald Trump. That's what Obama would say. Thank you, Tammy Ames. It is a perfect shirt because I know deep down in his heart, baby, Barack Obama wants to stand on a stage and yell those exact words because he's just ate up with him. Trump is just easing with envy because he knows he wouldn't make a pimple on Donnie's ass. I mean, on Barack Obama's ass. He's a disgusting turd. He'll never have the honor Obama had. But anyway, that's where we are, Velda. That's where we are.
Yep.
Ain't
I got one
perfect.
for Trump that'll piss him off even more.
Oh, let's piss him off. Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Don't be violating
Michelle?
community standards now. Go ahead. Michelle, what?
Obama
Yeah.
is the most admired woman
Yes.
for the year 2019
In the world.
in the world.
Most admired woman in the world is
Not-
Michelle Obama.
Not my Melania.
No, not
But
melanoma.
Michelle.
No. With her tits hanging and her
Michelle.
boob out in the air and her ass waving out there for God and everybody to see. Not that disgusting lady.
A very
She-
classic
yeah.
woman.
Yeah. And so, did you see the picture of her abs in that workout photograph?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about it, Melonia? Kiss off, baby. You're never gonna look that good. Oh, Lordy. Jen, are you all right, baby?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Sorry.
Okay.
Just a, cough. No big deal.
I get them all the time. Travis has a mute switch over there, though. He catches me pretty quick. How are you, dear?
I'm fine.
Good.
I'm just struggling with Discord. I don't get the actual image of the room, and so I can't control my mute.
Oh, shit. Yeah, there was something about a thing with Discord.
No.
It's
I
not-
mean,
it's not a
it's a problem, but it's not.
It's not.
Just be aware of what you click on the internet. That's a rule that everybody should follow anyway. Someone sends you something weird, you see a website that you don't recognize, don't click it. Because it sounds to me. What? Go ahead, Velna.
I got a question for Jen. Are your icons line going vertically or horizontal?
Vertically.
Okay, never mind.
That's weird. Shouldn't be going horizontal anywhere, to my knowledge,
Well,
anyway.
No.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Oh,
there you
okay.
go. There you go. Well, we're glad you're here.
I mean, I could always. I tell you what, I'm gonna switch to my iPad.
Okay.
Maybe it's the
Okay.
phone misbehaving.
Alrighty.
I'll be back.
All
You
right.
got it. We'll
Okay.
be here.
And for the second time today, how you doing, Dennis?
How's it going, John?
I'm pretty good. Me and Dennis were on the phone earlier talking shop, talking about what's going on and whatnot, and collaborating on what we got to face. And it ain't looking good, though, is it, Dennis? It downright scary, some of it.
Not if your favorite color is red at the moment.
Yeah.
That's a very fair statement.
Yeah. Is that Russian red?
More like bloodstained red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was good at Photoshop. I had a good idea for a meme.
Oh, yeah?
It's gonna have Trump and Moscow Mitch in it,
Yeah.
and a giant bottle of Visine squirting him to get the red out.
Get the red out. That's a good one, Dennis. That's pretty good. You need to put that up. Yeah, that would be a good one. Get the red out. Put a little red star
And I was
up
thinking,
there.
you know how like when TV shows are threatening to end the series and stuff to not get renewed. You know how they always send
Right.
like little stuff to renew it. We could all send Moscow Mitch a little bottle of Visine.
Yeah.
There you go.
Get the red out, Mitch. Kick them out of your state, baby. Get them out of your pocketbook, because that's where they are. That's where he gets his money from. And on our worldwide voice, we have Aussie Dave. Baby, how you doing, bub?
Good evening, fellas. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Worried about our beloved America. It's like, as I said this before, it's like standing back and watching a mother drift into to dementia, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. And that's how I think the rest of the world is looking at the moment at America, saying, you know, our America, you know, I mean, it's just turning to shit, and we can't do anything about it. And we all, I think a lot of the world want to do something about it, would love to be able to vote your elections to solve the problem and help you guys. But we are, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dave.
I've got a few other Aussies that I have spoken to that are on sites and have a couple of me wanting to know. I know Leanne Scott from New South Wales. She's a regular Blue Dotter.
Right.
And we've another lady by the name of Fiona Anderson, Victoria. Now, I met her on a site that was a red site, and I answered what I thought was a pro-Trump Democrat, down quote, but she come back at me, and we communicated, and she's watching, I hope, tonight.
Well.
She new Blue Dotter, Fiona. So welcome.
Welcome, Blue Dot, Fiona. We appreciate every Blue Dot we get, baby, worldwide, and from this American and probably a whole lot of them other than me. I want to thank you for being concerned about our country, to be concerned about America, buddy. And I want y'all to know we appreciate that.
She informed me, John, she informs me that there is many, many Victorians, and I would believe that Leanne would say the same, and New South Welshmen, along with South Australians, that would number into thousands and tens of thousands that are following what's happening in America closely.
And thank goodness. Because a lot of Americans aren't. A whole lot of Americans are not paying attention at all. They're reading a bumper sticker that goes by. They get all giddy.
They get sound bites. They listen to a sound bite and they run with that.
Yeah. Yeah. We all know about that. And by the way, Bernadette, you got a lot of reviews, darling, from your reading the other night. I hope you saw that.
I did see that.
We're proud of you, baby.
Kind words.
This family is very proud of you.
And that's
done.
the Passion family. That wasn't.
No, son, the words, you know, that that's how come I read this tonight, and I read something of mine the other day, is because when my mouth gets running and I'm just talking off the cuff, I'm very emotional. I get distracted easily from one little thing to another because it pisses me off. Oh, wait a minute, that pisses me off, and I'm trying to talk about that when this over here all of a sudden jumps in, and that's the way sometimes my discussion goes. But when I write, I am more centered and try to get that meaning out. So you know, the written word, you know, it's so powerful, and not that I can read it well, even when I write it. But baby, I just appreciated your words, and a whole lot of other people did too.
Appreciate.
So how you doing up there? Because we're hearing bad things about fires and power shutoffs again.
The power, I got power today. It's off in the Bay.
Down in the Bay Area.
Fire is probably about 50 to 5 minutes. About 130 minutes
About 130 miles away from
Close.
you.
This blue dot is
Bernadette, you need to refresh.
Yeah, you're breaking up real bad. I'm only hearing a few words.
okay. Well, if I go out, I'm willing to let somebody else come in, but I say thank you to everybody. The passion flows because of this family.
Maybe it does.
No, just refresh, Bernadette. Just refresh.
Yeah, no, you're coming right back, Bernadette. I brought you in for a reason.
We'll drag you in here, baby. We'll drag you in
I'll
here.
be back.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. And the power of a voice, baby. I keep reiterating that. There is nothing more powerful than a voice that will not yield. That it will not yield. I posted that.
And Trump knows that.
Yes, he realizes that. Yes, and
That's
he's
why
using that.
Repeating.
Yes,
repeating.
yes. His voice will not yield, except he's talking bullshit. He keeps saying
Right.
it was a perfect call. Even Mitch McConnell said it was a perfect letter or a perfect call or some shit. And they went over and asked Mitch, and Mitch said, "Nah, I didn't say none of that shit." He lies. He's a known liar, an obvious liar, and a disgusting liar. He's every liar that you could think of, every verb that you could put in front of that. That's Donnie. He's a liar. And just how long are the Republican Party going to keep this charade up? This Gats. How many times is he going to get out there and dance in front of a camera? It's as bad as Jim Jordan. Is he the new Trey Gowdy now or some shit? Jim Jordan
Trey
up there
Gowdy had more
had more what,
more
Bill?
class.
More class
More class.
than either one of these guys. Both of them are clowns. You know, that's what I mean when I say, you know, like this Gats guy. He's down in Florida, around Gainesville, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And just how stupid does he think his constituents are? You know, the same way with Lindsey Graham. Do you really think your constituents are that ignorant that they cannot see you blatantly sitting out there twisting yourself into a pretzel to please that man? But
They're sellouts, just like he is.
yes,
He's a sellout. And I know that the world is worried, but I have confidence that Nancy Pelosi knows what the hell she's doing.
I think
She's
so.
better at this game than all of them put together.
She's got him
Well,
by the balls,
okay.
baby.
How good
Yes,
Nancy
she does.
Pelosi is. Just watch how upset Donnie gets every time he has to think about her.
Yeah.
He
Fair
absolutely
point.
goes through the roof.
Fair point,
Nancy's
Jim.
done her job well because Nancy, what she's done is this is why they're playing these stupid freaking games. Is because she's done a great job in setting up the facts as being the
Yep.
truth. And
Yep.
the evidence as being the truth. These people can only attack now the process because
That's
that's all
right.
they've
That's all they have.
Uh-huh.
And they're screaming.
And
at
the truth is coming.
yes.
The truth is coming.
And
It
what?
is going to come out. The numbers to impeach his ass rises
rise.
every day.
I
Yeah.
seen a meme today, and Nancy's the one that's playing chess, and Trump is playing chess.
Trump is playing with his marbles. Not playing marbles. He's playing with his marbles.
Trump is playing shoots and ladders.
Yeah.
He's not advancing.
he's not going too far. He's sliding his ass right back. You know, it's,
And this Jim Jordan guy, doesn't this guy look like an alcoholic football coach with a record of 0-50?
yes, he does, Jen. Yes, he does.
Jen, that's exactly what he is. And he too should be investigated for the
Yes, he
bullshit he
should.
did in his own state.
Yeah, he failed
That's
his state.
inciting violence.
He failed
That's
his state
inciting
there, and now he's busy failing his country. But remember now, he's one of the founding guys of the Freedom Caucus. You know,
Yeah.
the ones that evidently you can sell a Brooklyn bridge to. You know, call him up on the phone. Get his people on the phone. Hey, we got a bridge to sell you, baby. Easy payments. Just pay us every month. You can still use it every day. Go ahead.
Wasn't it the Freedom Caucus that came up with we ought to have freedom fries
Yep.
after
Oh,
9/11?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all
should
about
say,
the verbiage.
That should say enough.
Yeah.
Okay? These people are talking out the sides of their head. Continue
They-
to run your fucking mouth.
But it worked
Because
for
the
him,
more you
Bernadette.
you know, I understand that. It worked for him. But Gats down in Florida, he now has a challenger. because he continues to run his mouth and be a sycophant up Trump's ass.
And his challenger will be able to pull these videos right off the news and go, hey,
Absolutely.
ladies and gentlemen, here's your congressman. This is the guy that you put your trust in that is now breaking his oath of office. You know, it's...
And as I understand it, these rules of confidentiality in the hearings were established by the Republicans for the Clinton impeachment.
Yes.
All
Yes.
these
So
rules
what are they
they're
complaining
whining
about?
They're whining about the rules they made. But remember, all of this theatrical shit is for Donnie, and by way of Donnie, all the little minions over there on Fox News and Bullshit Mountain who won't care to check the facts. They're too wrapped up listening to Rush Limp Dick or some other asshole out there who's got one thing on their mind: a cigar, a pill, and a bucket full of money. Sends his cleaning lady out to get his drugs, evidently, is what he did. Anyway, they're not going to go check the facts. So that's why they're jumping up and down and acting like this. So those little minions, the Rob Drake, who wants to go get his AR-15, that's the guy Gatz is just really pumping up. Look at me, I'm over here trying to save the democracy from these evil Democrats that are trying to have a coup. You know, it's just...
But my biggest question is, if they're going to have a coup and they're going to shoot Democrats, how can they tell us apart?
Yeah. Oh, well, you know, you can tell libtards.
I don't know if
We
Dad
all,
goes
wear,
in.
we all wear
Hey.
leotards, for one. Don't you? I wear them every day.
What if we all go out and get MAGA hats? Then we'll all be safe,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, that's it. Look at me. I'm stupid.
don't
Don't shoot
know.
me. I'm dumb. I got no brains.
I'm afraid Dad would accidentally forget
Yeah.
to switch his shirt.
Yeah.
He'll stand out for all of us.
We all know those mega hats only cover
I did
decision
it again
marks.
today.
Well, you guys don't realize how deep this sentiment of violence and extermination
Yes.
goes.
I know it.
You know, we laugh about this, but this guy ain't laughing.
Jen,
I'm gonna make some confessions here, John
What's that?
and Travis. For those of you who don't know, who are listening, I'm like the show's token trans person, okay?
Oh, Jen.
Um,
Not token.
and
baby.
one of the reasons
No,
I haven't been
not a
around
token.
lately is that I've been very involved on YouTube and Twitter, dealing with some extremely dangerous, vehemently toxic anti-trans people who have teamed up with the right wing of the Republican Party here and the right wing of the Tories in London, and are actively stating they want to exterminate all trans people and eventually all gay and lesbian people.
We have had more trans shot and killed here in Texas than any
Well,
other
this
state.
is now moving into a political
This is
framework, not
the
just
disease.
violence on the street.
But I
Yeah.
want you to
I've
know,
got it.
baby, you are not a token anything. Your voice is powerful, baby. Your voice, because I can only imagine the kind of courage that you have, even in living your life. That kind of courage does not come easy. People have every excuse in the world to be a bigot, an asshole. And this guy that sits in our house encourages it. It stems from religious idiocy. It stems from ignorance. There ain't nobody in this family is asking anybody anything
He
but
is taught.
There.
You are not.
the love.
You are not Jen,
Sorry
you are
about that.
not second fiddle to anybody. You are my
Mm-mm.
sister.
There you
I
go.
love you, and I would literally die for you. This
Well,
is,
Delta, you won't have to because I'm pretty good at taking care of myself.
Good girl.
And I'm
There
a
you
hell of
go.
a shot.
There you go. There you go. You know, that's what I always say. I can't remember his name right there. There's a retired Navy SEAL who is transgender. He was public. And, you know, every time I think of these assholes that want to say something, I always think to myself, oh, yeah, one of these days you might run into her. And she's going to kick your ass. You know, it's part of what the problem is. The part of the dream of that utopian society that we all wish for, we all see in futuristic movies where everybody gets along from every other different kind of worlds and all this. All those dreams, they're worth fighting for. But every dream has to be fought for every one of us. That's the only way it ends up like that. It's the only way that we survive as a species. Is when we quit killing each other, especially over ridiculous stuff. Stuff that does not involve you. You know, it's that sickness that has been brought into our laws. That's why I'm vehemently against any church or religion getting their toehold into our laws, because they'll only take more and more steps. They'll force it more and more. I don't want a hands-made tale. I don't want that. It ain't up to you.
Make no mistake, the Republican Party in America is interested in regulating our day-to-day lives, choosing what our morality should and should not be, and who should and should not be allowed to go on living.
It's a scary
That's
thing.
pretty evident.
It's a
It's
scary
pretty
thing.
evident.
I think I saw something that I think you commented on, Jen, on Twitter, and it was what was that county up in Tennessee? Was it? It was some old white dude in a room with a lot of other white dudes on a city board.
Yeah.
He was talking about how we have a quote unquote queer running for president, and if he gets it, that's just going to be less rights for the white man. But his words disgusted me, but what disgusted me more was how many people in the crowd were laughing and cheering to that.
Yep.
So
exactly. And I just want to bring up one side point, and I don't want to make this the topic of discussion, but if you're out there and anything that you hear or read that these right-wingers and TERFs, TERF as they're called, that write about transgender people are absolute bald-faced lies. They make up statistics. They make up scientific articles that don't exist. They are completely lying, and this is what they have learned from the Republican Party. This is what's happened since they have joined forces with the Republican Party. Is all of this material has been generated, and the strategies have been generated. What's the only fortunate thing is that they're so stupid they actually publish what their plans are out on the internet. People find it.
Yeah, they're not known for being brilliant.
Yeah, none of this is exaggeration. This is absolutely real. People have written these things that they want exterminations.
Yes. Yeah, no doubt, baby.
Jen,
I think we all know
that's why I wrote the letter that I wrote the other day, because this thing that you're talking about has already been done in America.
It has.
They tried to exterminate a black person that they brought here. Okay? We have kids in cages. We have the attack on the LGBTQ plus community. We have attack on Muslim Americans and anybody who doesn't look like them. And it should be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Well,
because this is why Elijah Cummings, in the last 2 hours of his life, was signing subpoenas and fighting for freedom of everybody in this country, not just the elite white people.
The transgender community makes up approximately 0.5% of the population.
Yep.
Look how much energy they're putting into this to hurt us. They are trying
afraid
to,
of you.
They are beating on the ultimate minority. That we are the most discriminated against group on the planet.
Yeah. Honey, they've been doing it to us for years. They've imprisoned more black people in this country than anywhere else in the whole entire world. And then once you're imprisoned, if you make it through your sentence, then they strip away every right that you have as a human being to lower your dignity. Don't ever let them do that to you. You are who you are, and if they don't like it, they could come deal with me too.
Me too.
Well, that's what we need is lots of trans allies
Yes.
to stand up and say no when they hear the crap or read the crap on the internet.
It's no to everything that they're spouting, because what they're trying to do is take this country back to a period of time when white was right.
I have a
That's
trans
all.
child, so yeah, don't mess. No, not playing.
And the other thing I guess I want to mention is please understand that when these folks make the claims that they do, their image and the image that they're trying to promote of who transgender people are is the classic Hollywood or porno, I should even say, pornographic stereotype of what transgender people are. I know transgender people who personally, who are politicians, doctors, college professors, in the STEM sciences,
In the services.
Well, not anymore. They're getting kicked out as quick as they can.
Yes, I understand that.
In law enforcement, okay, teachers. These are fine, upstanding, educated, talented, capable people.
So you're
In
saying
every
that
walk
you're
of the
saying
life.
our workforce reflects our community?
Yeah, pretty much.
Go figure.
How about that, eh?
Yeah, that's it lies in the same thing as when we talk about those that teach their children the wrong way, the bigotry of the,
and yes, there are sex workers who are transgender, and it's a fairly high percentage, and the reason for that is because of the hatred that transgender people get thrust upon them, can't get jobs that they are qualified for.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's so much discrimination down here in Texas, Jen. They just basically believe that you're just trying to get into the little girl's room. That's the extent of it. That's exactly what these idiots here in Texas think. Is that anybody transgender that transitioned to a woman is only doing it just so they can sneak into the little girl's room and grab your child. That's what they believe. It has nothing.
I hate children, okay? I hate children.
But the thing is, the biggest crier, 99% of them, that is the biggest crier, is a preacher, and then turn around and that preacher is arrested for child pornography and child abuse and sexual assault.
Exactly.
Yes, you'll find a whole lot of them in religion. Look at the Catholic, that has been exploded across the world for what it was, for its tolerance of pedophiles, and just shift them around here and there. You don't think that same scenario goes on in the Baptist church, or in every church? In every church, it's the same because it reflects our population. Are there assholes in our population? Yes. Are there pedophiles? Yes. They're going to be in the church. Yes. Are they going to be in our military? Yes. And as Jen was saying, is there going to be transgenders? Yes.
They're going to be in the police and the government and every place else.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to point out is that if you don't have a transgender person in your family, which is very likely that you don't, it's very likely that you've never been introduced to anybody who is transgender as an opening introduction. But chances are you have met transgender people, and you didn't know it.
Yes. I chuckle a little bit because back in the 1970s when me and Mama were first married, being from New Orleans and all that, went down there. Me and Mama was on Bourbon Street, and we're having a few hurricanes and having a nice time. And we went into a place called Gunga Din, and it was an outstanding review. Maybe it was an outstanding review, burlesque, and it was an all-male review. You could not tell it, and I had pictures, especially one of the young ladies holding my cowboy hat with no hands. So go figure where that went. But anyway, I kept those. I kept those pictures forever because I would always, when some asshole would show himself, and young men are, look at here, look at these pictures I got. Look at that, and get them all laid up, and then just tell them, that's a fella, proud of it too, and Yeah.
Does that mean, John? Does that mean you could say that that they were a better woman than you, Gunga
Oh, baby, that one holding my hat. I was almost in love with her. I swear.
And I like also.
I was married though.
There's another thing I can bring up here, and I'm sorry to have you get my trigger pulled and be ranting like
no,
this.
This is what the show is for.
The stuff that goes on, like this bathroom bill stuff. Do you know who has been the biggest victim of these bathroom bills?
The children.
Heterosexual women who are cisgendered. Cisgenders means that somebody who was born a male or a female, knows that they're male or female, does not have transgender issues, just a regular person.
Right.
Okay, the biggest victim of this has been cisgendered women who don't look like a Hollywood model.
Yeah. Who may look
Those
a
are
little
the people
masculine.
who are getting, they're the ones who are getting called out and thrown out of bathrooms. Not me.
Can you
I pass
imagine?
real well.
You know,
beautiful, baby.
it really surprises me how much the Republicans are obsessed with what goes on in somebody else's pants.
Oh, Lord have mercy. They have to. It's God's word. That's what kills me.
Whether you're screwing somebody, whether you're having a baby or whatever, they're always involved with somebody else's pants.
But their hypocrisy is so visible to the world. Does it matter to them? No. They don't mind displaying their hypocrisy. Yes, they will fight for that fetus until it breathes a breath of air on its own, and then, baby, you better get a job. Your mama better get a job. Welfare, get out of here. All of that. Oh, you're an immigrant? We don't want you. They are not Christians. These people that spout that shit, whether it be about immigrants, transgenders, gay, whatever you want to talk about. If they're putting an asterisk on that, maybe that's the sinners right there. Those are the ones that are going to burn in hell if they follow what their Bible says, because they do it knowingly. They do it knowingly because it's not in the Bible. It's not in there.
You know, the women that have the biggest problem are the ones with POS, polycystic ovarian problems.
I thought you was going to say piece of shit husband.
No, it's actually PCOS.
Anyways, yeah. What happens with them is they grow beards and mustaches.
Yes. Yes.
And so they have to shave. I have that gene. Okay. And so I've been mistaken as a guy before. And
Taylor's. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, you know, if you've got a girl that's going into the bathroom, she's got really short hair and she's got poly, and she walks in there, they're going to call her a guy. And it's horrible. I
have a friend who, about 10 years ago, was in a fairly serious car accident. I know he would prefer that I would not use his name, so I'll just call him Bob. He's 6'4", ex-military. He's got this voice that television and radio announcers would kill for. You know, one of those golden voices of that announcer has.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, very kind man, good father, good husband, all that stuff. He was in this accident, and what happened that they didn't realize is that his pituitary gland was damaged in the accident. It was split open and it scarred and it stopped functioning. What happens in men if that occurs, and he is, by the way, only one of 2 cases in history of this ever happening. What happens is that the male body stops making testosterone and makes estrogen. And so this guy has basically gone through a hormonal sex change through no fault of his own, through no choice of his own, but because what his body has done. The man has hips. he has bigger breasts than most women I know. Okay. He's lost all his body hair. His skin is incredibly soft. And he gets fired from jobs because somebody says you got a pervert working for you.
That's how
that
they relate it.
That is so fucked.
That's how they relate that. It's
okay.
perversion. But they think nothing of Donnie. Yeah.
So the guy can barely support his family because he can't get a job.
And that's horrible.
That is horrible. I didn't even know that could happen. Like that's an eye opener right there. That's horrible.
Well, it's called gynecomastia, and actually, a large percentage of men develop gynecomastia in their old age. And if it turns into a severe case, it can be rectified with a mastectomy. However, in Bob's case, if that were to happen, his body is still going to be producing all this estrogen, and it will shut down all his other organs because there's nowhere for the estrogen to go. And so he's stuck that he has to keep them.
And he has to endure that persecution, that kind of.
Yep.
It just makes the suffering worse.
Yep.
You know?
Although on Halloween he has a great costume.
Get a little revenge.
And
I'm not talking nasty. We all laugh about it with him.
And
so.
Jen, his wife is stuck with him all the way through this.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, of course.
Good.
That's what
awesome.
love is. That's what love is. Because what's that cliche? Love have no labels. You know what they say on
Love
TV?
is blind.
Yeah,
Love is blind, baby. The heart's gonna want what the heart wants.
Most of us here are probably not Taylor Swift fans. She's quite an amazing musician and talent and stuff, and so I have a lot of respect for her, but I'm not a junkie of hers.
No.
She came out just recently with a song called Calm Down, and it is an anthem to the LGBT community.
No kidding.
And one of her
down?
lines, yes, calm down. You really got to see the video. It is outrageous. You can find it on YouTube. There's a line in it that goes, "And we see you over there on the internet comparing all the girls who are killing it," and she's referring to transgender girls.
Mm-hmm.
But we figured you out.
Well,
You need to calm down.
Jeez.
Go ahead.
Well,
Yeah,
then,
it's,
Like, they persecute, they want to exterminate, but they also want to masturbate their brains out to
yeah.
them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give them in a room all alone where mother's not going to see. And I'm talking
Yep.
about pens.
I think that's the most disgusting part of all this is I think they get off on
It's
feeling
the- They think it
making
is
people-
a sexual thing.
yeah, and they make people feel so inferior, or that's their goal, and they get off on just that. They're so perfect.
You want to scream it has nothing to do with sex. Nothing to do with sex.
But the majority of
This is who it is.
transgender
Who
people
a
I
person
know,
is.
the majority of transgender people I know are asexual. They're not interested in sex at all.
Well, there you go. Go figure.
It's not about that. It's nothing to do with that.
Neither is
Yeah.
Caitlin.
You know,
Yeah, but go see that video. It's pretty great.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I have to check that out. No, I'm not
Right.
pulling it up on the air, Dad. We got a
No,
few days left,
No.
and I'm not doing it then either.
We only have a few more days left.
Four.
Four more days. We'll be live
been
back on
counting them down.
YouTube.
Oh
Right?
no, don't put it on this. Don't.
No, Taylor Swift will want a penny.
I see Joe and Joe and a bunch of numbers there. We appreciate you stopping in Florida Blue Dot, and that's that is our dear,
Although,
that's dear
Travis-
Stephanie.
Yes, Jen.
I would bet if you asked her permission, she would give it.
Taylor Swift?
Yep.
If I can get her on the line, I'm sure she would. Maybe.
Give it a try.
Call
What the heck?
call her producer.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sure
You
there's
might
a
call
million
Love-
others
Love is
doing
the guys
it.
and give you a bunch of money. She does that too.
Yeah.
Oh, well then.
Yeah.
Give us
And if you want to hear,
When my
another,
boat comes in, I'll be at the airport.
if you
What,
want to hear
Ken?
another anthem of our LGBT group,
Yes.
Pink came out with a tune in the last year called "What About Us,"
What about
and
us?
it is. Just a moment, I'm sorry. It's extremely powerful, and it makes me cry when I hear it. But it's definitely worth a listen just for the imagery of the words that it creates. It's very, very powerful.
I'll have to
Who
check
wrote
that?
that?
one out.
Pink.
Pink. And I is actually an exclamation point if you're doing a search.
What
Pink's been
about
around
us?
forever.
Baby,
Yeah, she has.
That's what this is. this election, this political season, this season of the world that we're in, this is a fight for everybody. Every one of us. I've said it many times. If you put an asterisk on anybody's name for any reason, that's terrible. Don't do that. Content of character. Look at who you're dealing with. These are good people. And it doesn't matter what you're talking about when I say that. If they're good conscience and their character is good. We've seen so many acts of kindness and courage. And it's been displayed right here. That's what it's going to take, baby, the courage. A voice that you will not yield. A voice that continues to grow. More voices. That's what it's going to take, baby. This is a serious season.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to sum up my part in all of this. I lived my life. I went through my transition in the 70s.
No, it was not an easy time to do that, Jim.
No, it wasn't. I was fired. I lost my
not
family,
that it's any
my
easier
job,
now.
my career,
no,
my house. I was evicted.
Well, my heart breaks for you for that.
But I have lived this way for 40 years in what is commonly called a stealth existence, which means that I just went off and I blended into the culture. Mm-hmm. And some people could tell I was trans. Most people couldn't. And I just lived that way.
Well.
And I've come out of the closet a second time here, and put myself in the line of fire, and have been getting all kinds of shit.
Well.
To fight this fight again for the kids who are going through it now, and when I say kids, I mean anybody under 30.
Yeah.
It means a lot. It's a necessary fight, and it's a fight for our lives.
Literally.
I stand with.
And thank you all
Me
for
too.
listening.
Oh, Jen,
We're right here.
You know how
Always.
we felt about you from the beginning, baby. We love you in this family.
And I love you guys too.
And I love you for having that kind of courage to come out here and say that. Because it just makes me more proud of you. When you first told Travis and I, we had that. We were so proud of you that you had that faith in us that we would hold by you, and we have. And the world needs to. And the world needs to wake up, baby. You can't go around killing people or snuffing them out or marginalizing them, moving them out of your way, out of your imaginary perfect world. The world would be perfect if that all stopped. If we accepted each other for who we are, capable of loving everybody. This is a big family we have here, and it grows all the time. I'm proud of it. But I'm most proud that everybody in this family knows that each and every one of us is loved by the other. This is a family of values and morals that the religious leaders know nothing of. And that's the perfect world I live in my head. In that world where every dog has a home, where we're all equal, no matter what, and all respected everywhere. That's the dream in my head. I want it to be your dream. I want it to be your wish.
Shit, I want it to be a reality.
That's what we work for.
Vote.
That's what
Get
we
out
work
and
for.
vote.
Get out and
And
vote.
Take a friend.
Take a friend. Take 5 friends. Talk
We
about
can
it.
Change this.
We can. We're the only ones that can, baby. We are the only ones that can. And right now we need to support our congressmen and our senators that are fighting the good fight for that. And get a good laugh of all these Republicans twisting themselves, making themselves foolish. And
we need to take and change laws and make them
we
constitutional.
need the Senate. We need the White House. We need the Senate. We need to retain the House. We need more Democratic governors. We need more Democratic mayors. We need more Democratic dog catchers. That's the dream that is going to forward that is for us to be involved. And I see Travis has the names up there, which, we're going to switch that, right? We're going to go to a new format on that, scrolling or something?
Yeah, we're going to be doing
something different there.
Later.
So more people can see their names. We have many people that support us on Patreon. We appreciate it very much. Your help definitely help keeping us going, and you're big in our hearts, baby, every one of you. And but the most precious thing that you can give us is your time and cool looking T-shirts that I can walk around with and smile. Well, this one will be limited because it has the word "fuck" in it. And anywhere there's kids, I try not to wear the ones that are right in your face shit when there might be kids around. I reserve that for adult entertainment areas, and then just look around and smile. Or, if I'm particularly pissed on one day and really don't give a shit. Anyway, it's another fight, another day. Tomorrow we're gonna learn new shit. We're gonna learn new shit storms that are gonna blow up in our faces and all this shit. But we got to stay the course, baby. Keep that banner flying, marching forward. We're gonna win this shit. He's gonna be impeached. He's just a failed piece of crap that's gonna go and be just a smudge in history, and we'll all be glad of that. But then that's when the work will start to repair our nation. But it all begins with your voice and your dedication to keeping this thing going, baby. We rise up or it all falls down. Y'all have a good night. Y'all know now, it's Beer and Bud Friday tomorrow. So get that beer ready, put it on ice, get that bud out, put it in the bowl if you're so inclined. Get ready, because we are looking at another weekend. We will see y'all tomorrow on Beer and Bud Friday. Y'all take it easy. Bye now.